What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Lucius here on the backlog. I am Base637, the as always gracious host. Now, in the last episode, well, I believe Tom was our uncle, if I'm not mistaken, but he was grief-ridden with what happened with Jovita, just beating himself into a pulp over it. When he had no actual fault behind it, it was all this little fuck. But regardless, he was blaming himself because of his involvement with her. And, yeah, he started drinking himself into a stupor, and this little, like, tectonic tyke, who is just the absolute devil, went down to the satanic chamber, grabbed the bottle of whatever poison was there, filled the whiskey bottle with it, gave it to his uncle, and his uncle's dying words were calling him the fuck out. And the rest of his family is none the wiser. All the while, Lucifer is actually trying to have him up the stakes. Oh, this is only gonna get more ugly. This family's never going to recover, but I get the feeling that's the point. But without further ado, let's dive in. Okay. I didn't check the Ouija board. Let's go check the Ouija board. When I win, it's not paper that you bring. When you lose, it's scissors that you choose. Sounds like rock. I've got two of them. The question is who, how, and why. Oh boy, I love being a puppet for the devil. Ah! Fucking laughable. I'm sorry, but as an atheist, I find games like this fucking laughable. Ah! So it's you! I don't think I've seen you yet.
Move away, Lucius.
Okay, Antonio, huh? Antonio's cutting the grass again. I could probably somehow break his mower. I wonder why he always looks like he just came down from a disco. I mean, the only kind of disco that I would enjoy would be the Panic at variety. And now I see what we're gonna need. It's just a matter of where we're putting it. There. Gotta wait till you can't see. Oh boy, a rock. I wonder whatever is going to happen to that lawnmower. Huh, and man, you really do a great job. You know how to make good lines with your lawnmower.
Where did this rock come from? I bet I can fix this.
And I think I'm seeing what's gonna happen here. He seems to be trying to get that mower working again. This might be his chance. Well, let him get nice and close, like. And it's gonna go badly.
Oh, Dios mío, what happened?
You're a lucky fuck. It wasn't enough. He managed to get away from the blade. Well, he couldn't get away from mind control powers by the devil. Good lord, this is the fastest chapter yet. Is he really gonna just stick his head right in there, or his hands? Oh my god! Wow! Okay, even I think that was a little grotesque. Oh, Dr. Kevorkian is the name of one of the achievements for this game. Holy Christ.
I just couldn't wrap my head around everything, as if something was evading me. I resorted to the church for help. My hope was that they could visit the house and maybe help some of the people there, offer counsel, whatever it is priests do. I was wrong. Predictably, there was another accident, this time in the garden. One of the most bizarre things I had ever seen. I had no solid explanations, and the press were hounding the department for information. Those vultures were constantly circling the mansion.
Honestly, with how out of whack some of these are getting, I don't even blame the media for being like, oh, what the fuck's going on here? Like, good lord.
Father, Fabius, who I thought was a little batty, had gone missing by this stage. Everyone presumed he just took off to escape the stress.
MacGuffin, you are the only one who's actually getting close to what the fuck's going on here.
Cursed? Do we have enemies? Are we being extorted? Or is this some sort of vendetta?
Good song by Slipknot.
Don't talk such rubbish, Charles. You're grabbing at straws.
I know enough about your past mob ties. I know how we got our money.
You don't know shit. And don't ask. Just be thankful for what I've given you.
Have you no feelings, Dad? Why didn't you come to Tom's funeral?
He was a wastrel, and he died a wastrel's death. He was no son of mine.
That's cold by any stretch. You're a heartless, bitter old man.
Who's given you everything you could have ever possibly wanted, and now it's time for payback. There are events afoot which are far beyond anything you would understand.
I'm gonna lose this election. My world is falling apart. Lucius won't speak. Nancy is losing her mind, and you're crazy too!
We're all just pawns in the larger scheme of things. These people, they're just fodder for death's eventual scythe. You only need to play your role,
I'm sorry, come again?
And be a good boy. There are rewards for those who endure to the end.
I'm fucking sorry, come again? That just changed my fucking scope of who's been behind what.
Good afternoon, miss. I'm Father Legel of the Winter Hill Diocese, and this is Father de Cosima. We've heard of the unfortunate tribulations that have befallen this house, and we've come to offer a blessing for better days for this place.
Oh, that's gonna
Would the
end
master
well.
or mistress be
Who is
home?
that? What? Get the hell out of my house, bloody parasites! Take your skirts back to the poor micks in town. They'll swallow your Jesus crap. But get off my lawn, or I'll give you a reason to pray for your Easter bunnies. Peddling your tripe here on my property. Make sure they're let out those gates.
If that ain't a taunt, I don't know what is. Oh my god. Lucius just staring down the priests. Don't get me wrong, like, I do love horror movies, and this one is playing exactly like a very bad B horror movie. And in that sense of bad, I mean good, because I love picking apart horror movies. But this one is just a little like, god damn. So MacGuffin breaking back in. He just can't leave this case well enough alone. Haunts his fucking waking days. Or wait, that's not MacGuffin. This is one of the reporters. Oh, are they gonna stumble upon the secret chamber? I wasn't expecting this cutscene.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Why are you down here in the
surprised
wine
me.
cellar?
I'm Wayne Preston from the Herald. I'd like a word with you about recent events here at Dante Manor. I'm willing to pay handsomely for information.
Don't you know who I am?
Oh, Mr. Wagner, I'm so sorry. I tried the doorbell, but there was no answer. It
Dude,
looked
you're...
like it would rain, so I simply...
You're trespassing. I could have you shot.
I would have been swinging at this point.
Wait now!
Like, I'm sorry, you break into someone's house. If you're expecting a very long, lengthy dialogue instead of get the fuck out and smack, you're not living in reality. Huh. Okay, but Granddad has a bit more to do with this, and that was actually a piece of the puzzle that we needed.
Lucius, what wonderfully gruesome of you.
Are you a younger version of Granddad?
Now we must go on the march. We must continue with no looking back. There are those sniffing about.
It's kind of looking that
Lucius
way,
with
actually.
suspect. You must be on your guard. But now, it is time to teach you the greater skills, so that you can protect yourself if the need arises. Do you like to light fires, Lucius?
I mean, we come from fire, so it only makes sense.
But I can show you a better way.
Like that?
Oh, that's very good.
Oh, yes. But why our bed? We like bed.
What talent.
Damn! So now we can... Oh,
This skill can only be used sometimes, and in the most extreme situations. Each time you make a sacrifice for me, you can attain this skill, but only for a short time, until the power dissipates.
Okay. And that was the last tutorial, too. Okay, we are now a full-fledged demonling. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna let this go and then go from there. Man, the fires of hell must really keep you warm if you're sleeping without a blanket. Holy crap. Is that Granddad? To what do we owe the honor?
Come on, my boy. It's time we talked. So, you've been exploring, and you found the chamber. Well done, Lucius. Get your clothes on and meet me down there. Don't let anyone see you on the way. I noticed that not everyone is sleeping yet.
Then why not just take me with you? Okay. Well, that gave us a lot to sit back and ponder. Whoo! Hoo-hoo! Hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! I'm loving this. Alright, but I'm gonna leave this one off here, but before going to do so, like, don't get me wrong. In terms of, like, content and all that, there's definitely certain lines. And with this game, it may just play like a bad horror movie, and maybe a little bit more grotesque and depict certain things. Like, ever since episode 7, I believe it was, where Jovita kind of went, eh, I've been kind of... I took a step back and went like, I should probably actually age restrict this one. Like, don't get me wrong, this may be an older game, but for the sake of everyone else, because some people can't handle things like this. Some people either take it too seriously, and or some people have too much going on to where they can't necessarily process it. And it's not even so much that. Like, God, I go out of my way to mark all my content so it doesn't, like, go to where it shouldn't. And thankfully I've got my analytical data to actually back that, but that's not the point. Like, this one's covered a few, like, death types that have just been like, yeah, no, I have to actually age restrict this series just for the sake of everyone else. It's a good one. Don't get me wrong. Being a guy who does love horror movies, I may not go out of my way to watch as many as I used to, but just, we're playing the villain in a horror movie, and we're just, this kind of reminds me of playing Carrion, where we were playing the monster and just decimating humanity. We're doing the same thing, but as a devil kid. I love it. It's great. Alright, but I'm leaving this one off here, so thank you all so much for watching. If you've enjoyed Lucius so far, don't be afraid to leave a like in any of the videos. If you want to see more, all you have to do is subscribe. If there's anything you want to tell me down in the comments section below, by all means, I will be keeping my eyes peeled. And if you are chomping at the bit, trying to figure out when the next episode is going to drop, even before I get a chance to drop it, all you've got to do is click that little bell. It will tell you everything you need to know. That being said, I am Basics37, reminding you all to stay current out there, everybody.